Hello and welcome. My name is Joshua Clockman. This is the FTT201 Firearm Finishing Engraving Week 7 Practical Application. First, we're going to unpack our hydro dip. That's what we're going to be doing today. First thing that comes out, we have our tan or our base coat that we're going to be using, our hydrovator or the activator for the film, flat clear paint, give it that nice finish at the end. We have our color tube, which is what the film basically for putting that in. Next, to give us a touch-up brush, easy wipes for removing grease and micro dirt and stuff like that, PPE set of gloves, a tack cloth for drying it off, and some scrubbings. What's not provided would be safety glasses and stuff like that, and a bin to actually dip your product in. My product for this, I have this old Camel Yeti laying around. Don't have much use for it. Don't do a lot of hunting and stuff like that. So we're gonna scuff it up, give it a nice new, fresher look, and do my little trophy. Evidence of any, well, degreasing and scuffing. We'll do that one in just a minute. Evidence of taping. I taped the entire inside of it. The top lip, I don't really mind if that gets, anything like that, just because that way when I'm letting it dry, I can set it right side up. We will be doing the entire thing though. So, easy wipes, I would assume have a chemical in them, so we're gonna go ahead and put on our gloves now. So we're gonna degrease and scuff. Also not provided any, like if you don't want any overspray, like I'll be here in the garage, got my little box here, things like that. So, you wanna remove any and all. It would be preferred to wash this before you do this. For the easy wipes and stuff like that, it is preferred that you do this before the scuffing, because if you start the scuffing process and there is any grease or dirt, you're going to embed it into whatever you're doing. Decrease it right down. So they also provide instructions on what to do and what part. For good adhesion, surface must be free of dirt, grease, wax, rust, or moisture. Following steps are important to promote solid paint adhesion to your part. This will add to the durability and life expectancy and will protect the hydro dip coating. Provide a wipe clean, pre-wipe, clean parts thoroughly, all wax, grease, and contaminants must be removed. And like I said, it won't go into there. Use provided scuff pad to dull the surface. This causes micro scratches in the surface, which will help the paint to mechanically bond with the base and substrate for years to come. And then we'll re-clean it after this. Next, it will say, be sure to mask in the areas where paint and overspray is not desired, which I've already got done. Now's a great time to determine how you'll manage the part while it's being painted. Hooks, masking tape, jigs, various devices are commonly used here for holding, managing, and suspending parts during the spraying process. So I'm going to be dipping mine. I'm going to start at an angle just so that we don't get any air bubbles in there, and then I'm just going to roll in and let it go all the way to the top. That's what my plan is. Next, they're going to have us paint the can once this is done. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure this is good and thorough. I don't want to have to do this again. So that's done. So before we get this part prepped, we're going to re-wipe it and then dry off the stuff to be. that's done, take our tack-free cloth, get it nice and dry. So for the base color, mix the can vigorously. Cover nearby areas, that's what the box is for like the overspray and stuff like that. Practice the spray technique. Give it a couple spritz so you can figure out what it is before you actually just start to spray it on here. So set that in our makeshift paint booth. Paint item, spray can upright, 10 to 11 inches away, surface using a sweeping motion side to side. Doesn't say up and down. We're gonna figure it out though. First coat, sprays light coat, full coverage is not needed here, creates a tack coat for it. Second coat, spray a medium to wet coat with full coverage, and then we'll wait about 30 minutes for it to dry. And while we're waiting those 30 minutes, we will prep our film. Move the camera around, all that fun stuff. Never too much PPE. If I had a respirator, I would. The garage door is cracked. I got a fan blowing, so we got a constant movement of air going through. That'll be suffice enough for me. For you guys to see. We have our first coat. Doesn't have to be anything special. You just wanted to get on there, give it a little bit. That way it gets nice and tack free. And then when you go to do the second coat, cover the entire thing. So this will be a nice, good tan or beige color you can kind of see. On the second coat, we're actually gonna completely cover the entire thing so that you can't see that underlying camo that's underneath. At least that's my goal. If we do need a third coat, that'll be fine. Once we get the second coat on here, we'll leave it over here to dry. And while it's drying, we're gonna go ahead and get our vat of water pulled up here, and we'll be good to go. We'll get our hydrovator, and then I believe we do the flat clear, read my instructions, matte high gloss, yep, touch up anything, and then spray it with that nice clean clear coat. Hopefully this will turn out really beautiful. So that's about tacky enough to where we can apply the second coat of paint. And like I said, for this one, we can cover up everything with it. And voila. So that spot, it didn't make it perfect. Let's see if I can. It didn't make it perfect by any means, but it is a lot better than it was. Yeah, hardly noticeable. Hopefully, when we go to do the end process, it'll really clear it out and stuff like that. So now we'll start our 30-minute timer. For getting that started, I got 12:15 on my watch. So at about 12:45, we'll be able to go into the next steps. Now for this part, I'm just gonna kind of measure out how much to get film across the top. Thinking it's gonna be roughly there. More than enough. All right, just over 30 minutes. Nice, good base coat. A little bit of different lighting. You can still kind of see a little bit underneath. Some areas are better than others. We'll take it how it is. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, a little bit of tape there we're gonna peel back. I'm gonna lay the film, spray the activator, and we're gonna go ahead and dip. And I got my finger underneath. I think this will work out great. So like I said, I'm gonna start at an angle like this, get that air bubble out, and then just try to roll it straight down. I don't know. We'll find out more once we get to this specific step. So we're gonna lay the film, let it sit for 60 seconds, and then we'll spray the activator until it's nice and glossy on top, and then we'll be good to go from there. Now the key with this one was to remember it said to make sure the shiny side is down. Wait about a minute. Couple wrinkles in there, but we'll make it work. Nice glossy look. A little bit more, right? Wait about 20 seconds and we'll go ahead and start the dip. Start it over here just because the activator looks like it pushed it around. Film out of the way. Had an air bubble. See where it was. But we live and we learn a little. I'm gonna go rinse this off and I'll be right back. So for first glances, still a little wet. The bottom turned out awesome. The sides, I think I stretched it a little too much when I was spraying the activator. You kind of see, and that's about where a fold was. And that there is what an air bubble looks like, which it came out, it's fine. They give you the steps on how to do touch-up and stuff like that. I don't think I'm going to, just because, you know, as a learning thing, it'll be a visual aid when trying to show others and stuff like that. We're gonna get this air dried, get the clear coat on, and we'll be awesome. We'll be ready to go. Now that it's air dry, well, for the most part, just a couple big spots left. Like I said, there was an air bubble there was a wrinkle there, and a lot of these lines you see is where the film was stretching, which I read a little bit here and there on how to avoid that. I tried my best. Clearly it didn't work. I am glad that I have enough film that I can do this again. Hopefully do it even better. The bottom, I think, turned out the way it's supposed to. Still a little bit more wet there, but you can see how it kind of stuck, and then it started to stretch as I went in. Either I went in a little too fast or I didn't put the activator on there right. But like I said, I've got enough to do it again. If not, I'm probably gonna reorder this stuff because honestly, this turned out way better than I thought it was going to. There is stuff for doing the touch-ups and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not going to do any touch-ups just so I can have this as like a learning curve. I'll be getting another Yeti because I'm gonna keep this one. But yeah, all that's left is the clear coat, which honestly doesn't even need the clear coat. It's not going to be a daily use thing. It's going to be a cup holder for me. So with that, we'll see you next week.